This is an important new frontier for composing new music. The wonderful thing about these instruments is that they can create absolutely new sound worlds and to expand the palette of sound like instruments over centuries have been developed in the past. I first met Clarence Adoo in the mid-90s, shortly after his accident. It was a real revelation to encounter a musician of that quality who had suddenly found himself cut off from the thing that he does best and would love to do most, which is to play music.
Might be that, yes, you're right, that's working straight away now. That's interesting.
Headspace is Clarence's bespoke instrument that allows the movement that Clarence can give, the space around his head, to be the space within which the music making can be made.
Yeah, what's the most simplest way?
If you're wanting it to loop, then maybe if you select...
Yes, let's try that.
It's always been the case that people are looking for new instruments. Composers over the years have developed new instruments because they've needed to. Music was always in the house. The one thing I always wanted to do and loved was to sing. But at the same time, I felt that there was something limiting about being merely a performer. I had a bout of ill health at a crucial time in my studies, and so forced to rethink. But in the rethinking, I actually found myself gravitating naturally towards organisation and production and creative management, really. I became quite aware at that point that there was something deficient in my particular profession of classical music.
The Skoog came about as a result of a study in 4 Scottish local authorities where they were looking to try and find out how to better improve access to music for children with disabilities. When you press lightly on the Skoog, you can hear the wind, and you're blowing across the embouchure of a flute. If you press just a little bit harder, then the flute starts to sound. So you've got expressive control.
Through a project that we developed in the City of London Festival, the two technologies met each other in a commissioned work that Nigel Osborne wrote for Clarence Adoo, using the Skoog technology as a supplement to the Headspace technology to create a new instrument on top of Headspace.
Using my air and blowing allowed me to be more expressive than I was before just with my Headspace instrument. The brilliant thing about playing the trumpet is it's a real physical, I have to throw my whole being into it, and so to have to start to use more of my body again is something that I can't really explain into words, but it's an amazing form of expression.
With the Skoog software, we're able to just give it a little bit of extra colour.
Yes.
And so you can sustain the note and make it a bit longer.
Yes. Right. Also, we were able to use one of my original sampled sounds from the trumpet. So that really was starting to be me.
I see this being totally related to the creative case. We're talking about expanding the possibilities, expanding the repertoire, expanding the opportunities that people have as composers, as creative musicians, to make the work that will take the work into the future. Also, once expanding the number of people who can actually participate in it. So I think that the profession itself needs to make sure that it can change too, because it is that very inclusion that gives the opportunity for composers, for musicians, for audiences, actually to see the wider possibility of creative music making. And that excites me very much. As a festival director, it excites me because new work, new ideas are absolutely the lifeblood of festivals, of orchestras, or should be. And I think that this is part of that lifeblood. Very exciting.